So, good morning again, Emma. How are you doing now?
I'm very well, thank you, Dawn. How are you?
I'm good, and it's so lovely that we can meet through technology.
Yeah, do like this.
Yeah, and I'm just so pleased to be able to share with you today, because I think you've got a really important message that you want to share with people based on what you've been through yourself.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Dawn. I just want to say to people, when you're having a really tough time, don't give up. As hard as it is, and sometimes it is shockingly hard, go and talk to some people, go and find some help. And sometimes you're not quite sure which help or which kind of therapies you need, but go and talk to people and don't give up, because life is beautiful. You've just got to find what suits you and what helps you and then use it. That's it, really.
Yeah, perfect, Emma. And that is such an important message, because even at this stage of my life where I've been working with natural therapists for about 30 years, sometimes I still find it hard to reach out for help.
I think it's all to do with self-help, isn't it? And we don't really give ourselves any kind of like self-growth or self-help. We all think, oh no, we don't need that because we've become a mother, or this has happened, or whatever, or I'm in this profession now and I don't need to seek help. It's probably the most time you do need to seek help. And if you're calmer, you are a better person, you're a better mother, you're a better nurse, you're a better whatever. And I think that should be a big thing, that self-help should be like a number one priority.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, especially as a mum or a parent or carer, whoever you are, we will give and give and give. But the question I would ask people right now, how much time are you giving to yourself today?
Exactly. Because you only get depleted, and when you get depleted, you're not exactly the nicest person around, and you're a little bit snappy, is the nicest way to put it.
We've been there, done that. Okay. But that's a natural reaction to not being cared for.
Yeah.
When your batteries are feeling drained, when you feel physically or mentally exhausted,
yeah,
your body is reaching out and crying out for help.
And if you don't listen to it, it will soon let you know in different ways of going, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to make this tougher, and I'm going to make it tougher and tougher until you do listen to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And your message where you said, don't give up. When you go to the pits where you feel like, I can't cope with this, that is your soul crying out, asking for help and saying, I'm ready to accept that help as well now. It's a new beginning. And I think for me, Emma, I thought reaching out was a sign of weakness. It showed people what was wrong with me. I didn't realize until further down the road that reaching out is a sign of strength. It says, I'm ready to make that change.
I think that is a really good message, because a lot of people feel the same, that it's weakness, but actually it's not. It takes a huge amount of effort to go, you know what, I'm really, really struggling here. I need some help. And I think people need to change the way they think about mental health. And I think it's happening. There is definitely a shift. Yeah. And I'm really pleased it's happening, because if you say to somebody, I'm struggling, when you say those words, it actually makes you feel a little bit better. And when you say what the real problem is, and then you can go from there and you can get help. And there are days where you're going to feel rubbish, and there's days where you're going to feel amazing. But just don't give up.
Yeah. Just adding to that a little bit, maybe just rest a little bit. Honor how you feel. Listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Listen to what your body's telling you. If you're hearing yourself saying, I'm worn out, that's because you are worn out. Don't override that, but keep pushing yourself forward. And, even if for me, sometimes I'll just go and sit on the doorstep outside. We've got a cul-de-sac and there's not too many people about, fortunately. I just sit there sometimes and just breathe in the fresh air. Just 2-3 minutes, just breathing and just recenter myself. Come back to a place where I feel calm again.
Yeah. And sometimes, when you're in a really stressful job, you haven't got the opportunity just to go and chill out somewhere, but you can do certain techniques, a little bit of breathing, pop yourself to the toilet for a bit and go and do some breathing exercises for even just for a minute will make you feel calmer.
Yeah, absolutely. And we said we were going to do a little meditation today, but what I'm actually very aware of, I want to keep these as short as possible, because people, when they've got children and they're rushing around, they probably haven't got a long time to sit and listen. So my message to anybody today is there are techniques, there are ways that you can help yourself, but it all starts with you making that choice. When you make that one choice that I am worth it, life begins to change.
Yes, it does. It really, really does.
Yeah. And for you, Emma, you found a technique. Is that what you call it? A technique or therapy called EFT, didn't you? How's that helped you?
Oh, it's helped me tremendously. I love tapping. It's you feel a bit daft when you do it on yourself the first couple of times because you're like, like I've never done this before. But it just calms your nervous system. It rewires your brain. It produces new neural pathways. A great way of thinking. So if you've got a memory that's quite, I don't know really how to say. So you're taking away the emotion, but not the memory. So whatever is associated with it. So if you've had something traumatic happen to you, you'll still have the memory, but the emotion is taken away so you can deal with it better. So that's a new neural pathway. That's very, very basic way of explaining it.
Okay, well, that sounds really productive, actually. And, we've got so many videos to do, haven't we? And your experience obviously has impact on your life. And I think that would be nice to be able to share that with other people.
Yep.
Maybe do a little demonstration on how it works for you on one of your emotions that you go through each day.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
I'd like to do that.
Okay, I've got a nice list here now, Emma. So I think we better put some more time in because, there are people out there who therapy and looking after themselves is very new. Most of the people that we're actually aiming towards helping at the moment are struggling with their children, with their families, trying to juggle life, work, money.
Yep.
All of that stuff impacts on how you feel today.
Yeah. Can I just say that tapping isn't just for the negative, it can be for anything, for stress, anxiety, whatever. And also you can start something negative and end with something positive.
Yeah. Well, I should look forward to that. I think we'll do that as a complete video and maybe allow a little bit more time for that.
Yeah.
It's not a process to rush.
No, it's not. And
it will bring questions up and, maybe then we can make that connection with people and you can get back in touch and help them.
Yeah.
Because, I have used it in the past and at first I couldn't understand it because it uses what I'd call the negative words. And I was like, why am I compounding that? But actually, as I used it, and that was for panic attacks early, years ago, it really did make a difference.
Because you're then reinforcing it with something positive.
Yeah.
But you have to put the negative first to then appreciate the positive.
Okay, so thank you, Emma, and thank you for sharing today.
Thank you.
Don't give up, anybody. There are lots of ways that we can help. There's a host of therapists out there. A lot of them are going to be involved in the project that we're going to do. But even if at the moment you're just talking to the next door neighbour, or you're reaching out to, a lady across the road, or even talking to someone in the supermarket, when you start voicing how you feel today, it really does make a difference. Don't ever, ever give up because you are worth making that change for.
Very true.
And thank you so much for sharing, Emma. And what I'll do, we'll arrange some times and I think we'll book in some times where we can just flow through all of these different techniques that you've got to offer. Because there's a lot of people out there who need what you're offering right now.
Oh, thank you, Dawn. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Emma. Because, we've both had what I'd call challenging journeys. But thank goodness someone stepped into our lives at that time when we needed it and showed us a way forward.
Yep, definitely.
And to me, being able to pass that information on is priceless. It makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah.
So thank you, Emma, and I look forward to talking with you very, very soon. And have a wonderful day. And keep up the tapping. Make a note of all these ideas because if I forget them, I do need a little prompting sometimes, and that's okay. Anyway, you take care, love. Have a great day.
You too, honey. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Yes, you're receiving it. Yes.